I'm Pam Masters, and I'm a collaborative family lawyer, which is to say that I'm a settlement specialist, and I guide couples and families on the difficult journey of divorce without court involvement. I do this in ways that protect children, preserve financial assets, and create healthy co-parenting relationships. In a prior video, I talked about how to know when you are ready to tell your spouse that you want a divorce. Today, I'm going to talk about how to tell your spouse, including when to do so. When and when not to have the talk is critical to a peaceful beginning to your divorce process. Number 1, find or arrange a time when the children aren't home if you have kids and you have some hours ahead of you. Don't spring it on your spouse when he or she is about to go on a travel for work trip or out to a business event. Avoid giving the news on special days like birthdays, holidays, vacations, and getaways. This day will be remembered by both of you for a really long time. Number 2, opening the conversation after a long day at work is a setup for a bad interaction. You probably already know when your spouse is most open to difficult conversations. Choose a Saturday morning when you're alone at home. If you have kids, send them to their grandparents or friends for the weekend. Number 3, plan what you will say before you bring it up. Words said in anger set the stage for a difficult divorce. Be clear about what you want to communicate, how to say it, and how to respond to the inevitable questions. You may say something like, "As you know, I've been unhappy for a long time. I think we've both worked to heal our relationship, and I've thought long and hard about what to do. I've decided that I want to divorce." Number 4, it probably isn't going to be a quick conversation. You and your spouse will need time to calm down before your kids are home. This may be one of the hardest conversations of your life, and you will always remember it. Choose a time when you aren't stressed out about other issues in your life or in a rush. Remember, you can be better at divorce than you were at marriage. Number 5, don't do it on the phone, and for goodness sake, don't do it in a text. If you're worried about your own safety, suggest that you meet in a public place like a coffee shop or a park or at your therapist's office. Number 6, don't throw it out in the middle of an argument. Your marriage and your spouse deserve a more thoughtful approach to this. Number 7, avoid getting into the nitty-gritty of your marital history, your resentments or unexpressed anger, or the grudges you may hold. Avoid getting into everything your spouse has done wrong. Avoid blaming him or her. Avoid contempt. Even if in your heart you blame it all on your spouse's affair, you still can say, "I know we've both made mistakes and we haven't been able to heal the hurts." A respectful conversation paves the way to a respectful divorce. There's no point in looking in the rearview mirror right now. Number 8, don't bring divorce settlements into the conversation. There's plenty of time later after the news sinks in. Now is certainly not the time. You might say, "I want to do this in a peaceful, amicable way so that we don't hurt each other more in the process." If you're parents, you will need to have a decent co-parenting relationship after you separate. I hope these tips help with what will most certainly be a very difficult conversation. And if you'd like to talk more about this, I'm delighted to talk to you personally. I can be reached at 386-271-8044. You can email me, pam@masterscdc.com. And there's tons of great information on my website, www.masterscdc.com.